Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Bears Victory Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning and like that page as well. So not only will you be liking Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be liking Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Also, click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, please don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Come on now. You got to keep up with the Joneses and them. All right, here you go. Wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, wherever you get them from. You go there, you download it, you take this with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago channel, the tile, right to your television. Put it right there next to Netflix, Apple Plus, Hulu, Max, Prime, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars, Showtime. Speaking of Stars, man, I caught season 3 of Raising Kanan. Woo! Good stuff. Put us right there in the middle. You can watch us on the big screen. And guess what? We're on the big screen right Mickey Ficky now. Yes, we are. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI. At Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we have a phenomenal show, but I need you to get interactive with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, listen, do us a question. Leave a question or comment on that particular platform. All right. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show, and that, my peoples, is what makes this the best Chicago sports show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Bring them all. All right. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's see who we got going in the chat today. This chat is jumping. Holy shit, this is exploding on a Monday morning. Bears Victory Monday. You see I got my Bears Victory chain. I got my house music, Julian Jumping Perez, speaker of house music. That's what I'm talking about, baby. It is it. It is it. To quote the late, great John Madden, the NFL is just better when the Bears are winning. Period. Let's see who we got in the chat. Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. What up? Who comes after Beatdown Sunday? Victory Monday. That's what I'm talking about. Levette Lee in the house. Good morning, mama. You're damn right. Go Bears. Be nice, Brian Hendren. What's up, Papa? Air is sweeter today. The birds singing sounds better. It's great to be alive. Happy Monday, Bears victory, or Victory Bears Monday. Yes. DC, Derek Carter's in the Mickey Ficky house. What up? Bear the Mickey Ficky down, baby. Bear the fuck down. That's what I'm talking about. Morning. Monica, how are you, Ma? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. In the house, Shorty. Mr. Shorty's in the house. How you doing, Papa? Thanks for tuning in. Happy Victory Monday. It is. I am fired up. It's House Music Victory Monday. Man, come on now. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, my man. Luis Mejia in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Papa. Rise and grind. I appreciate you tuning in the morning. And you know what? It's a party. 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 It was a party yesterday over at Soldier Field, man. I'll tell you, my man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr., he's in the house. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in. Good morning, Junior. Derek, you ain't lying, dude. You are not lying. The win streak has begun. It should have been going with the Lions a couple weeks ago, but I digress. We won't focus on that. We will not focus on that at all. All right, man. Everybody else, wishing everybody good morning in the chat. I love it, man. Woo-wee. I love the community, man. You talked about that. I went back and I did see it, a couple of plays. I'm going to look more into it, and I'm going to talk to him about it next time we're home. So in 2 weeks, I'll talk to him about it in the locker room after the game. We have a phenomenal show, but I need you to get interactive. Like I said, man, it'll come up here. Just put them up here. Put your questions in there. Do me a favor. Hit the like button, baby. Smash that like button. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. You know what time it is? It's Monday. I mean, 10 o'clock. Eric Kramer, former Chicago Bears quarterback, is going to join us in Monday morning quarterback segment. Talk about yesterday. Justin had another good game yesterday. Not great, not spectacular. Good, very effective. 220 change. Hold on. I'm all fancy smancy. I get the official stats. The official National Football League game summary. Official. I'm official, baby. Oh, man. A dude gave it to me yesterday. I was like, oh, I've been looking for these every week that I've been here. Where have you been? Where the hell have you been, sir? Well, those are for the year. Anyway, Justin Fields had a good day yesterday. I was pretty happy with him. We'll talk about it in a bit. 19 to 33, 223 yards rushing, passing. All right. And then he also had 58. So you're talking 270, 280 yards, 281 yards of total offense for Justin. Cool. And here's the thing. He missed, they left a lot of points on the field. My prediction, if you do not remember, my prediction for the game yesterday was 30-20. I had this feeling they're going to put up a 30 spot on them. I just did. I just felt that there was a lot that here you go. I felt there was a lot that was a lot on the minds of this team. I think they wanted payback. I think they wanted to show that, it wasn't going to be. It was a fluke. That's what it was. It was a fluke that they lost the previous meeting, and I think they really had payback on their mind. Now, I love it as long as the payback didn't interfere in the mission, and the mission was to win. That was the mission. That was the mission. Mission accomplished. That was the mission. Mission accomplished. See who, man, we could get more and more people in chat. Oh yeah. So here was my prediction yesterday. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Why are you acting crazy? I don't even know why it's doing that. I have no idea why it's doing that. But my prediction was 30 to 20. And apparently I gave them too much credit. I gave Detroit too much credit. Or I didn't give our defense enough credit. Okay? I didn't give our defense. Look, here's my prediction from yesterday. 21 hours ago. 30 to 20. That's it. There was a feel. I felt it with this team, watching this team, listening to the interviews this week. It was just a feel that I had. It was a feel that I had that they were tired of it. All right. They're a good team that has had some bad bounces. All right. Some miscues all year. All right. You're trying to get on track. You start off 0-4, so people are still talking shit. Then you go forward, then you lose Justin Fields. Your backup quarterback comes in, goes 2-2, and everyone's like, oh, this guy's the next coming of Joe Montana. And there's no disrespect to Tyson Bagent by any stretch. Okay? But the anti-Justin sentiment that was there, and some of it still exists. A lot of it still exists. Now they're just focusing, instead of it being focused on Tyson Bagent, they're focusing on Caleb Williams, or they're focusing on the number one draft, or maybe not even just Caleb Williams, just whoever the number one quarterback is, the number one pick. We got to get a quarterback. We got to get a quarterback. We got to get a quarterback. But all this whole time they've stayed strong. This team, and Coach Eberflus talked about it, and I have my hats off to him. He talked about it's going to come. It's keep working. All right. Remember, I had said the same thing. Get back to the grind. Get back to your fundamentals. Get back to doing the little things. It'll happen. Here's what Coach Eberflus had to say yesterday in the post-game presser.
You're on a win streak now for the first time since you got here. You just beat a team that came back to beat you 2 weeks ago. Do you have a hope that this could be a springboard? It's a win, but you hope it might carry a little more than a win. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's a big deal. It's been a long time coming. You beat to win 2 in a row, and it's 2 division opponents, which is big. And the guys are super excited, but we could feel this coming. With the improvement was happening, over time. And I just kept telling them, if you keep doing right, it's going to be right, and good things are going to happen. And 2 most important things is the ball and the fourth quarter finish. And the guys always stayed together. There was never a point where the morale was bad or the guys, didn't have that. And I told them that in the room. I said, I appreciate their leadership because they hung together through adversity. And, football's tough. It's hard to win, so it's really good by them. It's hanging together.
That was our coach, Matt Eberflus. And he said a couple things in there that were very poignant. Okay. Very, very poignant. Okay. He kept telling them, it's coming. It's coming. We see the improvement. And just because you see improvement, it doesn't necessarily translate to wins. Okay. It doesn't necessarily translate to wins. It doesn't. Okay. However, okay. He said, he wanted to thank the players in the locker room. What have I told you? What is the biggest reasons I think he's going to stay? He hasn't lost that locker room. Okay. He just talked about it. Those guys in the locker room. He said, thank you for being leaders. Thank you for keeping it under control. man, this team is definitely on the rise. This team is definitely playing with a lot of confidence. And it's funny. I asked Jalen Johnson in the locker room, where are you at? Because Jalen gave me a little funky answer a couple weeks ago, and I was like, all right, man, bet. But I asked him yesterday in the locker room about his confidence.
How much confidence are you playing with right now? You guys your defense is swarming. You picked up the offense a little bit. How much confidence are you playing with right now? You personally and the defense?
I think both are at an all-time high. So, we've been doing a heck of a job keeping teams out the end zone, doing a heck of a job on third down, getting off the field, getting sacked, getting turnovers. So, overall, I know we're confident, and I always bring the confidence every time I step on the field.
You said before the season you wanted to back up.
That's what you said. Right from the horse's mouth, the confidence, and you can see it. You can see it. And there were times yesterday, there were times yesterday when the offense sputtered and the defense says, I got you. Don't trip. We'll just go get a quick 3 and out. Give you the ball back. Yesterday, it felt as if it wasn't offense, defense, Bears. Yesterday, it felt like it was Bears. Okay? It felt... Now, listen. Before any of you guys get all crazy and start saying all this kind of dumb stuff, okay? I'm not putting them in the Super Bowl. I'm not putting them in a deep run in the playoffs. Okay? What I'm saying is I'm starting to see things of teams that I've played on and teams that I've coached. It's not offense, defense. In practice, of course, it's offense, defense. You compete every single freaking practice because you want to talk shit. You do. But what you're doing is it's iron sharpening iron in practice. That's what it is. In-house, man, I'm trying to get the best of you if I'm a defensive player. And if I'm an offensive player, I want to burn you as much as I can. Why? Because it's going to make you better. It's going to make us better. And outside Haddles Hall, it's Chicago Bears. And I saw the defense yesterday not worry, not bitch and moan, not complain. Oh, you need a 3 now? Oh, you're struggling? I got you. Don't trip. I got you. Don't trip. Go out, proceed, and shut down a very explosive Detroit Lions offense. Was it 6 possessions, 7 possessions in the second half? In nothing. Hold on. I got the stats. I'm special. I got the stats. It's what that defense did yesterday was awesome. It was literally awesome. And fourth quarter, let's go to the second half. Third quarter, Detroit elects to receive. There you go. 1, 2, 3 and out. They punt. The Bears go. Well, they kept the ball the rest of the third quarter. Oh no, this is their second drive. They try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 plays and a punt. 4 plays and a punt. Okay. Next, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plays and a punt. Next one. Started at the 5:29 mark of the third quarter. 1, 2, 3, punt. 3 and out. Next one. 4:06 in the third quarter. 1, 2, 3, punt. Next one. Yep. This is amazing. 1, 2, and a story. I mean, these guys, this defense showed out big time. Showed out big time. And let me tell you, Montez Sweat is that dude. I'm gonna get him a couple questions with him next game. I spoke with him in the locker room yesterday, and he was doing something with a local outlet, and it was just him and that one dude. And when they were done, I was like, "Hey, Montez, you mind if I get a couple minutes?" He says, "No, man, I'm done." He goes, I gotta go see family." I said, "All right, man, bet. I got you. Don't worry. I'll catch up with you next time." And on the way out, he was like, "Hey, you have a good night." He gave me a pound. He reached up to give me a pound. I was like, "All right, cool." And then I saw him in the hallway. I was going to the press room, And he was coming back with his family. And he was like, "Hey, man, you have a good night," and gave me another pound. I'm like, "All right, dude, cool." So hopefully I'm able to get a couple of questions with him after next game. So looking forward to it. So it's a great morning. It's a great morning. We as fans, even the players, 24 hours. All right. Bears players have 6 more hours to deal with this. And then it's over and done with. All right. We'll talk about it for the next couple of days. And then move on to Cleveland, which is going to be another big challenge. Another very big challenge. And so Shorty, you talked about, Joe Flacco is like 55 now. He's an older version of Jared Goff. Yeah, but he's also won a Super Bowl. Okay. And that could be 2 or 3 lifetimes ago, but he also won again yesterday. Okay. He also won again yesterday. So let's not take that for granted. Let's not start getting too big for our britches, even though we only have a 2-game win streak. We're not world beaters yet. Okay. Respect. You know the old saying, respect all, fear none. But I do think we have a good chance to go into Cleveland next week and come out with a dub. It's going to be tough. That one's going to be tough. Cleveland has the number 1 defense in the NFL. Our defense is pretty high up there as well. We stop the run. They stop the run. We just got a guy named Justin Fields who can be the outlier. All right. We'll talk more about that, especially at 10 o'clock. We'll talk about it. But, man, guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, guys, you know. Did I even do that yet? Oh, did I even do that yet? What was I thinking? Guys, you know how we do. Oh, I should say which way we're going to go. Which way we're going to go. Which way we're going to go. I don't know which way we're going to go. I do know which way we're going to go because I know exactly. There's no other place to start. I mean, come on, for real. Our Chicago Bears. Let me tell you something. I'm fired up. Oh, come on, man. Go across. Our Chicago Bears. The Bears with a big win yesterday over the division leading Detroit Lions, 28-13 at Soldier Field. Justin Fields, 19 of 33 for 2. Actually, no, he didn't have 2,200 yards. He had 230. Actually, what was it, 233? That's what I said. Apparently, I can't read. 223, yes. I don't want to put that up there. There. Here we go. You have fat fingers in you. Justin Fields had 223 yards passing, a touchdown with an 88.3 rating. He also had 12 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Deontay Foreman, 11 carries, 50 yards. DJ Moore, 6 catches. He had a nice day for himself. 6 catches, 68 yards after having no targets in the first half. Please explain that to me. 6 catches, 68 yards, a tutty. He also had 3 carries for 20 yards and scored on a rushing touchdown, the first touchdown of the game, opening drive, actually. Cole Kmet, 5 catches for 66 yards. You see him pictured here on the screen. You know, why there were no targets for, and he ended up having 10 targets, but why he had no targets in the first half is beyond me. There should never, ever be a half that he goes without a target. Ever. And that could be some of the issue. What's happening with Darnell Mooney. Okay. With Darnell Mooney. You know, Darnell Mooney is a little frustrated. He's not having the numbers or the year he'd like in a contract year. So his negotiation, or his not negotiation. His leverage in negotiation is he's at a disadvantage. But you got to target DJ Moore. Sorry, you have to. You have to. And I think he understands that. Darnell Mooney had a nice play. I tweeted out yesterday. That was a beautiful pass by Justin Fields. Just past the outstretched arms of the defender. And Justin puts a mustard on that Mother Hubbard boy. He puts a mustard on it. Defender couldn't get it. Mooney caught it, turned around. I think he got some yak, another 15, 20, 25 yards afterwards. It's beautiful, beautiful catch. But you got to target DJ Moore in the first half. Stop the nonsense. Then they ran a 4th and 1 with the stupid ass fake tush push pitch to DJ Moore. This is why people are calling for Getsy's job. Now, if Eberflus had anything to do with it, he needs a kick in the ass too. There's no reason that you do something stupid like that. I tweeted out yesterday again, and I'll post it up here. It's frustrating when you see sometimes football is many times it's literally that simple. It's as simple as doing what everybody expects you to do and accomplishing it. That's all. That's all. Doing what everyone knows you're going to do and accomplishing it. It doesn't matter, because there's an old saying, it doesn't matter if you know what I'm going to run, you got to stop it. You got to stop it. And teams, there's a situation, I've beat this horse ad nauseum about what I want. I don't like their short yardage package. Actually, they don't have a short yardage package. They got some stupid ass little dumb plays, tush push, tight end, tush push, tight end sneak. No. Okay, here's what I tweeted yesterday, because I've been saying this for all season long. Where'd you go? Here. The lack of a jumbo package, 22 or 23 personnel with an O-lineman reporting as eligible, will be their Achilles heel and could possibly cost them this game as it has other games. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you know we're going to run the ball and smack you in the goddamn mouth. It doesn't matter. You have to stop it. You have to stop it. Remember, I told you guys I would love to have an offensive lineman, to Tyree Carter. Put him in as eligible. Get him in motion. Everybody blocked down, and you knock the dog shit out of Aiden Hutchinson. 300-some-pound guy with a head start. And Aiden Hutchinson is not going to back down. No. He's just going to know he's in a game. He's going to know he's in a fight. He's going to know that we're in it, and we're here to defend our home field by any means necessary. But that's not the mentality that this offensive coordinator has, and that's frustrating. The lack of a short. When I say 22, 23 personnel, 22 personnel is 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. 23 personnel is 2 running backs, 3 tight ends. With that one, bring in an offensive lineman, get him in motion, get a 300-pound guy in motion. You don't think a guy in motion would want to come in motion? Man. You know what? We're going to take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. I got to get the warden set off to CrossFit. I go pick her up after the show. Take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll finish top of the morning. I'm going to have a guy join us for the remainder of this hour. And don't forget Eric Kramer at the top of the hour. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Lions are going to bring an extra man. Fields climbing the pocket. And there's that athleticism from Justin Fields into Detroit territory. He pops up into Kirby Joseph. They make sure they're all right. And Fields have been great. It's been later in the game that they have tried to figure it out. Nice run by Foreman. He's got the first down and he lunges towards the 30. 13-yard pickup for Deontay Foreman. He's going to line up wide. DJ Moore has only run the ball one time this year. He's going to fake it to Fields and run it for a second time this year, and he's into the end zone. His first career rushing touchdown in the NFL.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. That was a Bears victory yesterday. Those were our Bears on the lakefront, beating the division leading. Let me repeat that. The division leading Detroit Lions. I'm sorry, excuse me for Freudian slip there. Anyway, that was great. Great play call, great design. All right. If you saw that, and Braxton Jones around the left end, leading the way, it was a thing of beauty. We're still on the top of the morning segment, but I want to welcome my guy. He's going to sit with us for the next half hour to the top of the hour. Man, guy that I really enjoy talking football with. Guy whose football IQ I respect. Sorry, my victory chain. Can't have anything in the middle of the victory chain. What the hell you? Well, my guy, a lot of respect for him, especially for his football IQ, his football acumen. I was on his show last night, actually twice, pregame and then after the show. My man, Nomad. Nomad, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Man, good morning, man. You got me again this morning. I had a little too much celebration last night, man. That Jameson was flowing, up hanging out with my old lady, man. And boy. I mean, I literally just rolled up. I still got boogers in my eyes. I'm glad you can't see me.
Wait, see who this page of me and why. I got the coal out my eye. See who this page of me and why.
I'm like, man, I see Shawn, man. We're gonna wrestle, man. Good Lord, man. But hey, I got up feeling good. I'm in a good mood, man. I had a ball last night, man. What a signature win we had last night. And I'm just happy. I was just a little too happy last night, man. I just rolled over and something said, just get up, man. And here I see this email from Shawn. I'm glad to be with you this morning. And welcome in, you guys, man. What's going on, family?
Man, you know what? It's good to have you. And I want to talk a little. Definitely want to talk a little Bears before the top of the hour because we got my guy Eric Kramer coming on, and I wanted to talk. I know Sam was under the weather. I was wishing him. I texted him earlier. Said, hey, speedy recovery. You guys are good people, man. And Samo has been doing a phenomenal job here with us. And we love having him on. So, and then I was like, you know what? Let me talk some football. But let me get through these next couple of minutes of top of the morning segment. You could, if you want to chime in. I know you're a football guy, but you're a sports guy too. We just talk a little bit about some of the other stuff we got to go, and then we'll have the last 10 minutes or so of football chat. Sound good?
Okay. I don't know if I know enough, but we'll see.
Okay. Hey, no, so it's okay if you're not. That's cool. The next top of the morning topic: the Blackhawks, baby. The Blackhawks with a big loss. Actually, I shouldn't say big loss. We knew they're going to lose. They're still in rebuild mode. All right. Blackhawks fall to the Washington Capitals 4-2 yesterday over on the west side. Soderblom, he stopped 23 or 27 shots. Kurashev and Murphy each lit the lamp. Kurashev for the 6th time this season, Murphy for the 1st. And the phenom himself, Connor Bedard, with 2 assists, 11 and 12. On the season, Seth Jones had his 11th helper, and Kurashev, in addition to his goal, had his 10th helper of the season. Tough for the Blackhawks. We understand what they're about. We understand the fact that they're in rebuild. We understand the fact that they don't have all the pieces around them. And the only thing we can hope for is the development of Connor Bedard. And this kid is, if you haven't seen this kid, I'm telling you, go get your tickets now. I saw him in his first home game of the preseason game earlier this season. Me and Jason went. And this kid is the real Mickey Ficky deal. You follow hockey at all, Nomad?
Man, I wouldn't know Connor Bedard if he kicked me in my butt right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you, Shawn. Man, I do not know. I have no idea who he is or what he looks like.
Hey, well, let me tell you, just as a Chicago fan, start looking him up. This dude is. Let's put it this way. He's the next generation. Every 5 or 7 years or so, it comes along a talent, a dude. He's that dude. He's that dude. He's 18 years old. He's been the number 1 prospect since he was 14. And trust me, he's that dude. He's not in the Gretzky category, but he's in like the younger, like the Connor McDavid, the Austin Matthews, these younger guys every 5 or 6 years. He's that dude. So he's gonna put it this way. He's gonna get black folks back into hockey.
Damn. You talking about somebody who never watched the game?
Man,
I was looking on that hellscape of a app called Twitter when it happened. I mean, people were talking about him like he was the next coming to Michael Jordan or something. I'm just like, man, I mean, the excitement on Twitter, I was just like, it made me want to get excited, but I didn't know exactly. When I tell you I don't know nothing about hockey, it's like that, lacrosse and certain other competitions. I just have no idea what's going on. Never seen one game of it. It's just like a foreign country to me that speaks a foreign language. I have no idea, man. But all I know is the fans are excited about them, and it's good to see the fans excited about something. So,
bro,
whatever's going on with it must be good,
bro. When there was a draft lottery for hockey, and when the Blackhawks won the lottery, they didn't even draft. The draft was a couple months away. When they won the lottery, within 90 minutes of the Blackhawks winning the lottery, they had $3 million in season ticket sales within 90 minutes of them winning the lottery.
Wow.
And then within 36 hours, it was like up to 5 or 6 million. They know what this kid is about. Wow. This kid is the real dude. The draft was still months away, and Muggs was like, "Nah, I gotta get my ticket." Man, over $6 million in 36 hours. Crazy.
So when you see him, when you see the games, do you see all the flashes and do you see?
Hell yeah! Oh, bro.
Okay.
Oh, dude, he looks like he's a kid. He's 18 years old. He's a kid, little scrawny kid, and he's got the heart of a lion. He's got that Mamba mentality, the Kobe mentality. That dude, he is aggressive. He realizes he was the best at his up to this point, and he wants to prove he's going to be the best here. Like he's got it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what sport. When you watch a dude in a sport who's got it, he's got it. He is not afraid. He's not shy. He understands he's a little light in the ass. He's going to hit the weight room. That's fine. But he's got it. That's what I'm telling you. He's got it.
I don't know, man. I can't even lie to you, man. I can't even get interested in hockey. I don't know. The Blackhawks will win the next 6 world titles, man. I don't know if I could get interested in it. It's just not something that's in my DNA. I can watch baseball is probably the least observant I am on most sports, and I'll actually watch baseball sometimes. But when you're talking football and basketball, you'll get a lot more from me. But hockey, I just don't see it, man. I can't get my mojo ready for that. I can't.
Well, I've been around a long time. I worked as an Andy Frame usher in high school, and so I used to work the old stadium back in '88. And the last time the NBA All-Star game was here, before a couple of years ago, and man, I got to watch the hockey games, and the hockey games were actually more exciting than the Bulls games. And they had Michael, Scotty, and Horace with their rookie year, Charles Oakley's last year before he got traded. And man, I was like, damn, these hockey fans are. And when I first started, I was in the second balcony. That's where all the rowdy, all the hoodlums are, all the hooligans. And man, it really got my passion going. Like, dude, this is crazy watching and watching some of the great players of that generation and meeting them. Man, it was dope. But I digress. Let's move on.
Hey, couple of my college friends wanted me to go to the hockey game with them, some game, and I was telling them, man, I don't know nothing about no hockey. Why would I go? He was just like, I was like, man, I'll just be in there drinking all the time. And he's like, that's all everybody else does.
And sounds like you're a perfect fit.
I don't know, man. Maybe one of these days, man.
Oh man, that is crazy. Well, listen, speaking of Blackhawks, one more thing. The Blackhawks travel to Edmonton tomorrow to face Connor McDavid, one of the other. He's 8 years in the league. He was the last dude to come in. Face the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow. Puck drop is 9:00. Edmonton, if you don't know, is on the western coast of Canada, so they're 2 hours behind us. Puck drop is 9 p.m. Central, and you can catch that game on ESPN. Let me tell you something. So many Blackhawk games are on national broadcast this year. Nomad, because of this kid. I think the first 4 out of 5 games this year were on national broadcast. They weren't even on NBC Sports Chicago. They're on national broadcast because they want the country to see this kid. This kid is amazing. And if you want to catch it on the radio, it's 7:20 a.m. on their flagship. And moving on, the next top of the morning topic, the Bulls, baby. The Bulls traveled up the tri-state up 294 to face the Bucks in Brewtown. Tip-off, 7 p.m. Central tonight. You can watch that on NBC Sports Chicago. Catch that on the radio at 6:70 a.m. Do you like basketball a little bit?
Oh, I watch a little hoop. I haven't watched. I seen the highlights from the last game they had against. I think it was San Antonio. I think.
Yep,
Uh,
Wemby.
these days, man, I'm so like right now. I've been so immersed in looking at college prospects, trying to do things for the show, getting creative ideas together. But I do find time to get a game or two in once in a while with the Bulls. I tell you this. Zach LaVine is, you can tell by his presence not being there, they don't really rock with Zach. And they couldn't wait for him to get out of the mix so some other guys could shine. You're starting to see the emergence of Kobe White. You're starting to see we're starting to see the Patrick Williams that everybody's waiting on. And all of that had to happen with a certain entity or energy out of the building or not on the floor, man. A ball dominant guy like Zach LaVine, you got a ball dominant guy like who am I thinking about?
DeMar DeRozan.
DeRozan, who will defer that ball and kick that ball to other guys. Not like Zach didn't, but it's not a coincidence that other guys have risen their games up because of Zach LaVine's presence not being there. And so I contribute all that to the fact that they definitely, I think they're 2 years a little bit too late trying to move Zach. I don't know what they can get for him right now, but apparently the trade market isn't as good as Zach LaVine would expect it to be, or the Bulls would expect it to be. But
no, it's this contract, bro. It's not that they don't want him; they just don't want to pay him $215 million. They're trying to work on how much you're going to eat, Chicago. That's the only problem. People want Zach; they don't want the $250 million price tag that's attached to his ass. That's the issue.
I think they'll eventually find a buyer. I just don't know where that's going to be. But you definitely got to move on from him, because if or when he comes back to this team, you will definitely see everybody kind of tail off again. And that's not what you want. Everybody complained about, Billy Donovan and
we have
GM not knowing what he's doing, but you take a certain energy out of the team and you start seeing other people. Then you start to see that, that camaraderie come together. And it's been clear to me for a couple of years, Zach's not a lead guy. And I've been talking about that for a minute, but my goodness, it's good to see those guys really come up and step up to the plate. All these other different guys, man. It's good to see those guys really be aggressive right now.
It really is. And I went on a little rant on Patrick Williams earlier in the year, and now you're starting to see him. Like he's looking exactly like what we had hoped. I know he was only a freshman when we drafted him. He only went to school for 1 year, but it didn't matter. He's looking more aggressive. He's not deferring like he was. I like this Patrick Williams. I like this Kobe White. I like this Ayo. I like the way that they're this up-tempo style of basketball that they're playing. You're only young for so long, man. You're only young for so long. Why would you take that away? Why would you take that weapon out of your arsenal and stop running? Why, if these kids are young, why not get them out and fast in transition? It doesn't make sense to me. And they're doing that now. Lonzo Ball was great at it. He was more strategic. He was great with the outlet pass. So he literally got one dribble and a dunk or something. But these kids out here now, man, them jokers, they're running up and down the court, defense, back and forth. I love it, man. Youth is wasted on the young, man. You remember them days when we can do that a couple days a week. You know what I mean? But now it's
I don't know what you're talking about. I still get down, man.
Oh, you do good. More power to you, because not me.
Hey, I see Derek Carter said Patrick Williams is legit. No, man, he always was, man. He just somebody put some gunpowder in his dog food, man, and he started getting down for it, man. I mean, I think he's been gun shy because of Zach being on the floor and DeMar being on the floor. It's almost like you can sense that, okay, I can't shoot it but so many times. I can't be aggressive but so many times with both of them on the floor. I think that's been mentioned. I think he might have even spoke to that at some point, I think a year or so ago. But it's always been in him. It's always been
we saw it, man. We'd see it when they weren't playing, if they're hurt. We'd see it in summer league. And it's like, and DeMar and Zach had even said, we tell Patrick to shoot. And I was like, dude, shoot. Like a real baller, he don't give a damn. If you're a real baller, you don't care who's on the court. You do not care. Remember, Kobe came out, they're like, hey, young buck, stop shooting so much. AI came out back in the day with Georgetown. Like, all right, little man, all right, not so much. Get everybody else involved. A real baller, man. And I was like, come on, Patrick, let your nuts drop, dog. You got what it takes. You got the body. You got the athleticism. When your mind's right, you got the aggressiveness to go with a 6'9" frame to the hoop. And he wasn't doing it. I'm like, somebody pissing his Cheerios or something, because this dude got it. He just doesn't unleash it all the time.
Wait a minute, hold on. It's just now dawning on me. It's 9:51. We ain't gonna get a chance to talk about the Bears, are we?
Well, let's go. No, let's do it.
Oh no, we ain't friends no more, man. The hell with you, man. You can't get me on here now. We can't talk about the Bears, man. You crazy?
I've been told crazy, but no, we'll get right to it. That was the first top of the morning talk. We'll go back to it right here, dog. The Bears beat the Lions yesterday, and we went Justin Fields 19 of 33, 223 in the air, a tutty, 88.3 rating, 12 carries, 58 yards, another tutty. DJ Moore had a wonderful day, 6 catches, 68 yards, a tutty, 3 carries, 20 yards, and a tutty. What did you see from Justin Fields yesterday?
I saw, you know what? We had all that conversation in the green room after the show last night, which was a hell of a conversation. We can't let y'all in on all of that. Some shows are going to come out of that, but listen, hey, we saw what I've been telling you guys, what Shawn has been telling you guys, what we've been preaching over there on the Nomad Network for a long time. You just got to give it time, and you've seen for 2 weeks in a row that in the moment, this kid's gonna make game-winning plays for you. Why? Because that's the dog in him, man. He knows. Justin is famous for saying, you know, I block out all the social media. I don't really pay attention. I believe that. He doesn't pay attention to social media. But trust and believe. Remember, did you see the video that we put up that night? Yesterday when he was coming down the tunnel and somebody was just like, hey, man, keep that same energy. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
I think that was his boy Simeon. I can't remember Simeon's name. He was just waiting on him in the tunnel, telling him, hey, man, keep that same energy. And he was talking to everybody else. Like, everybody else is doubting him and hating on him, talking about he's not this, he's not that. Justin hears that stuff.
Of course he does. Oh, yeah.
Trust and believe me, he hears it, and he can't wait to shut people up. And you're starting to see the makings of that manufacture itself. But what a signature win last night, man. That's a top 5 team they just spanked the hell out of 2 times in a row, and let the world be known that, hey, we here. I know our record doesn't indicate what we believe we are, but we are here, and you're gonna see more and more of that moving forward.
I agree. I agree with it, and you know what? Everybody in this microwave society, people want to use stats, and numbers can be manipulated any way you'd like. All right, to prove to back up your agenda. Well, you know, there's nothing. Here's the one thing there's an eye test that people sometimes just fail to acknowledge. But the throw last week against Minnesota, he stepped up and put some mustard on that one to DJ Moore to seal it. And then yesterday, the throw on that free play, he saw the safety come down, so he knew what DJ Moore was running, and the fact that he just hits him. I mean, that's how many times did you see the Bears hit a free play and they throw a screen, or they throw a quick out, or they throw a hitch? That wasn't yesterday. They got the free play. They went for the home run. 4th and 13. That is aggressive. That is the thing that I like. That is like, oh, man, we got you by the short and curlies right now because it's a win-win for us. Let me just take this shot right here in case we got it. There it is. You know what I mean? That aggressiveness is what I loved about Justin Fields yesterday.
So what's cracking, Brandon? I see it. How's everybody doing in the chat? Good morning.
Be nice in the house from the left coast. He's coming West Coast, baby.
That's right. Hey, that was some Aaron Rodgers shit you just saw.
Yeah, it was.
It
was. Aaron Rodgers to Randall Cobb. How many times did we see that shit?
That's you know, people think. So I think sometimes people think I'm out of my mind. I'm just too much of a homer. I guess they don't think I can be fair and objective towards Justin Fields. But when I talk about Justin Fields, you got to understand my mindset when I talk about him. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think, Shawn. And this might sound a little bit cocky, but since I was a child, you know, I've been having that it label tagged to me, man. It's attached to me as an athlete. You know, people saw something in me that early on in my life that I didn't see in myself. But as I got older, and start to trying to realize what the it factor was and answer the expectations on me, I started realizing it's a hell of a steel determination, a resolve mixed in with ability and just this. He's got something in him when people need to really perform and make something happen. Everybody else looks up. You look around, you see everybody else, they shy up. This kid runs to that moment. He can't wait for
to
those
it, bro.
moments.
Yes.
The it factor is real. And so I see every bit of that in Justin Fields and some. And so when I get giddy talking about Justin Fields, it's just not something I'm pulling out of my behind. I just see that it factor in him. And I know that what comes with that is miraculous plays, just in the moment decisions that, and I mean that like that one pass to what's his name? Tyler Scott a couple weeks ago. No,
oh, okay.
A couple weeks ago to Tyler Scott that he dropped because he kind of throttled down a little bit and couldn't keep up with the ball. That's a Super Bowl winning throw at a time and at a moment when you really need to have it, and it was a dime, absolute dime. And when you see stuff like that, you see it here and there, but now you're starting to see it more and more often. Those game-winning plays, and when the situation provides itself, that shot to DJ down the field for the touchdown, that guy's he's gonna turn that into the norm, guys. That's gonna be the norm. It's not gonna be snapshot moments. That's gonna be the norm once he gets really, really comfortable with what he has to do. I'm telling you guys, we got the dude. It's just about being okay with it.
Our old drunk uncle Hawk Harrelson used to say, and it's a baseball term, but it's also we could imply it to all sports. Like, they were talking about a home runner. He goes, don't tell me how many you hit. Tell me when you hit them. All right. If you're up 5 runs and it's the bottom of the 8th and you hit another one, well, who the hell cares? All right. But when you're up 1, all right, they've been on, or you're down 1 and you got 2 on. Is that when you hit them? Or you're going to just pile on? Or you're trailing by 10 runs and you hit a solo homer? No one gives a damn at that particular point. They need to be done. They need to be hit when they're needed. Justin Fields stepped up in Minnesota game, that deep shot to the deep in route, the dig route to DJ Moore. And then yesterday got the free play. That was a dagger. That's a dagger. That's what winners do. When they have you down, they put you out. And I am excited for him. I'm glad that he was. I'm just glad that he's on our team, and his ability to just lead and kill people quietly, bro. Just quietly. He don't talk a lot. He's not nothing. He's like, yeah. And it was a good team win. And I saw DJ, and I was able to hit him, and it was pretty cool, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, you realize what you just did? You beat the division leading team.
Shawn,
with a dagger.
It wasn't just the deep shot. It was the intermediate throws to DJ and Mooney, and some of the shots he took to Cole. It was the intermediate throws, knowing that we had to keep these drives moving and keep these dudes on their backs, man.
Aggressiveness.
And then that shot to DJ was just, oh my goodness. I was just like, if people can't see this for what it is, I don't know. You need to go holler at lens crafters and stuff. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you fools, man.
But man, we talked about it yesterday in your show. Man, that pass to Darnell Mooney, just outside the reach of the defender, had some mustard on it, boy. He had some mustard on it, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about with DJ Moore, or with Justin Fields. That's what I'm talking about with Darnell Mooney. Listen, I know it's a contract year. I know you're not getting as many targets as you want, but when the plays are there to be made, man, he made it. So I was happy with that, man. Big time with a lot of receivers and with Justin. Big. And one more time before we gotta let you go, because my man Eric Kramer's coming up next. Montez Sweat, talk to me about that son of a biscuit. Jesus Christ. If you look up the word multiplier in the dictionary, that $98 million man, or $96 million man, is right there.
Man, hey, look, this is what I'll say real quickly, because I know he's got limited time here. Eric Kramer's coming up. But I'll just put it to you like this. And somebody put up a stat. I mean, the amount of sacks we got, we didn't have. I mean, just everything's gone up. The pressures have gone up. The sacks have gone up.
Quarterback hits have gone up.
Double. since the day he walked into the building. But I'll tell you one more little thing to think about. And I'll ask you guys in the chat, and I think I might have mentioned this on the show. And I mentioned it to Brian. What's going on, Brian? Mr. Brian's in the chat. How many times have you seen Jalen Johnson get his hands on balls before Montez Sweat got here? You can probably count on one to maybe half of another hand how many times since he's been here that Jalen Johnson has got his hands on the ball. Think about that for a second. How many times has he gotten his hands on balls since Montez Sweat has gotten here? Think about that for a second. There's a reason for that, because the pass rush equates to how long you have to cover. And when you're sitting back in coverage, how often can you turn your head and actually look at what the quarterback is doing and be able to react to a ball? That's when you're pretty sure that you got a pass rush that can get home and you can make plays on balls. The fact that Jalen Johnson is getting his hands on balls all of a sudden is nothing. I wouldn't take any credit away from Jalen Johnson. No, he's balling. But the fact that Montez Sweat is there and he's getting the opportunity to touch balls has everything to do with Montez Sweat right now.
It does. It does. I love it.
That sounds weird, but I had to say that.
No, it does. It's not just Montez Sweat. And we talked about Billings as well, collapsing the pocket from the inside. So now the quarterback can't step up. Quarterback can't. So you got pressure coming from the outside. You got pressure collapsing in the middle. That ball's got to come out a little sooner than you want, and they're taking advantage of it. Hey, but I got to let you run, boss. I really appreciate your time. But before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
You can catch me at Nomad Networking on Twitter and at the Nomad Network on YouTube. Man, that's where I live and that's my home. And guys, I'll see you sometime this week, maybe early, hopefully, and we'll get some shows in, get some content out there for you guys.
Awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate you hopping out with me this morning.
No problem, man. Love you, man, and I'll see you guys later.
Big dog, later. Guys, that's Nomad, man. And I'll tell you, a guy who's football acumen I respect, football IQ that I respect, and that's why I like talking with high IQ guys, which leads me to my next guest. Let's take a quick break, and I'm talking a quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks, because, man, I'm excited to talk to this guy, and I want to hear his take on this Bears win yesterday. Yesterday over on the lakefront. It was, it was a nice brisk day. It wasn't too cold. It was, you wear a sweatshirt and a jacket and a glove. It wasn't too cold, but it was a nice brisk day on the lakefront for a Bears win. So don't go anywhere, folks. You know what time it is. Monday Morning Quarterback, and our guy Eric Kramer up next right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes, here comes Chubb, there goes the ball, touchdown, Mooney! Jones will walk at the left tackle, time for Fields, now he'll accelerate to get the first down, great tackles, and he's off to the races, oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Big to Herbert. Fields finds a man. It's Cole Kmet with plenty of space, and they get out from their own 15-yard line and get into Detroit territory with one fell swoop. Process all season for this Bears organization. Fields stepping up, delivering down the middle for Darnell Mooney. Out near midfield, he's grabbed by Campbell to gain a 16 to move the chains. Lions with an extra man. Fields looking up top for DJ Moore. He's got it for a first down. Right on cue, Mark. For number 1 pick with Los Angeles. Giving it to Jahmyr Gibbs, their number 12 pick in this draft, and TJ Edwards was right there for the tackle for loss.
Man, welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox, but you know what time it is. I'm fired up. Our man Eric Kramer up now.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so
Eric, what's up, buddy? Happy Bears Victory Monday, baby. How you doing out there on the West Coast?
You don't get to say that very often, do you? Happy Bears.
No, I don't.
Yeah, right. So I'm living the dream just like every other Bear fan.
Let's get right to it. Talk to me about that game yesterday. Big game yesterday. Detroit, the league, the division leader. So anytime you play your division leader, it's a big game. But also, there's a lot of questions. Could the Bears win their second consecutive game? Something they hadn't done under this regime. And if they did, or if they were able to accomplish that, it'd be the second division foe that they had won, and they hadn't won a division game until the last game. So, talk to me about how this team came out, and then we'll talk about QB1 after that. But overall, how did this team? What did you like about the way that this team came out yesterday?
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Everybody today talks about things that are trending. Well, when is the last, you just pointed out that the Bears haven't trended in a positive direction in years. So to get back-to-back wins, both in the division, the thing that stood out to me right away was how stifling this defense was. You know, you showed a couple clips there in the highlights. They did give up a few runs, but by and large, I mean, second half especially, they took one of the best NFL offenses, I don't care who it was, happened to be the Lions, and snuffed them out. Running the ball, can run it, can throw it, can protect, caused a bunch of turnovers. I mean, it was winning football defensively 101. And it's what every Bears fan thinks of back to the 80s and the 85 team especially, and some of those great defenses they had. And that's the formula for building and winning in the long term.
Seven consecutive drives in the second half without points. This defense shut them out. All 7 drives that Detroit had in the second half. That's big time. That is, and again, you mentioned it. This is not an offense that's trying to find itself. This is not an offense that is on the rise. This is one of the best offenses in the NFL. How good is this defense?
Well, I think they've been building sort of all year, right? I mean, it started to take place in the offseason when they signed a couple of linebacker free agents. And I think the addition of Montez Sweat kind of really put them over the hump. And like I think everybody can see, it's not just what he can generate, it's what other people now generate because he's there. And you get consistent pressure. What was it? 4 different guys got sacks. And which lead to, as you were talking about earlier, it leads to faster decisions that the ball has to get out. And Jared Goff isn't Justin Fields. He can't escape pressure in the same way. So if you're not checking the ball down, you're throwing it away. Or you're throwing interceptions, which is exactly what happened. And so I think those, that is what I see over, and I think everybody does, over these last, 3, 4, 5 weeks, this defense that the Bears have thrown out there every week can play with anybody.
They can. And you know what's awesome about it is that I love, usually I see offense, Bears defense. Yesterday I felt Chicago Bears. And I don't say it's a bad thing because in practice, it's always offense defense. It's always, I'm going to try and whip your ass. You're going to try to whip my ass. I'm going to try and, but what that is basically iron sharpening iron. right? Because you want to know if I can talk shit to you, if I can beat you, I need to know that you're not going to fold under pressure in a game because they're going to talk just as much, if not more, on a Sunday. So it's during the week, fine. But yesterday, Eric, I felt that this team was so unified. Not that they hadn't been before, but there was a different level of unity with this team because anytime that the offense struggled, defense like, I don't worry, I got it. We'll go get a quick 3 now and get you the ball back.
How vastly different yesterday was, right, from say the first month or two of the season. And it looked like it looked like a complete team effort. And they've got, nobody ever talks about them, but they got one of the best kickers in the league in Cairo Santos. And it's just fun to watch, as you were pointing out, how it's a very they kind of fit nicely together, both what the offense is doing, what the defense is doing. Justin Fields is actually coming alive, which has been nice to see. And the offensive line's playing well. It's just a really, like you said, it's not one or the other. It was both. And I think this is probably start to finish the best the Bears have played in one game in, what would you say, 2-3 years?
I think that's about fair. I think definitely since this regime has been here, it's probably the best game, but the most complete game that they played. And as I said, it just seemed like the defense like, oh, you need us to do this? I got you. Don't worry. Hold on. Make a quick drink of water because you'll be right back out after this 3 and out. And the confidence. I asked Jalen Johnson yesterday. I played it before, but I'll play it again. I asked Jalen Johnson, like, where's your confidence? Here's what he said.
How much confidence are you playing with right now? Your defense is swarming. You picked up the offense a little bit. How much confidence are you playing with right now? You personally and the defense.
I think both are at an all-time high. So, we've been doing a heck of a job keeping teams out the end zone, doing a heck of a job on third down, getting off the field, getting sacked, getting turnovers. So, overall, I know we're confident, and I always bring the confidence every time I step on the field.
David, you said before the season you wanted to back up.
Enough said.
Man.
Next.
Yeah. And you can feel it. You feel in the locker room. You feel it everywhere. It's just.
And look at you. You even got the turnover chain on today.
Oh, man. You know it, man. You know it. I was so excited. I wore it to my buddy's bar that I stopped at after the game. I wore it. You got the chain on? I'm like, there's the sunrise in the east. And I unbuttoned my jacket. They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'll wear it tomorrow too. And all my friends were texting me, Victory Chain Monday. Victor said, you're damn right, baby. You're damn right. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Justin Fields, 223 in the air, 60 something on the ground, a touchdown running and passing. Talk to me about his play yesterday, in how critical it was yesterday in that win.
There's no denying that I believe, this is my belief, I believe he has benefited so much from stepping back when he was injured and watching Tyson Bagent operate. Because that kind of looks like he's the more athletic version of that. Not that Tyson Bagent isn't athletic, but the decision-making out of Justin, the accuracy with which he's throwing out, anticipating throws, that's a great combination. And it wasn't like he lit it up in the first half, but he, like the rest of the team, composed themselves and just came out in the half that matters the most, which is the second half. And the way you finish a game after making some adjustments at halftime speaks volumes, I think, to his sort of, we can all see it, the education that's unfolding, and I think we've all, especially early in the year, you get sucked in after one win, like, oh, here we go. Well, I think this sort of does, to me, seem like the coaching staff has stayed the course, starting with Matt Eberflus, who's weathered a lot of storms just in this year alone, and yet stayed consistent. The players seem to have all bought into that, and there's still quite a few games left to play. What is it, 4 left? 4 left? So, if they keep playing at this rate, I think they're going to get over the hump, and then I think have a good offseason. And who knows? They could make the playoffs. There's still an outside shot.
Oh, they are. Eric, during the graphic, in the hunt. I was like, what the hell is that? In the hunt?
I almost had to I almost had to look twice, right, to see. But I think it's, we thought this last year at around this time, and we're disappointed to start the following season, which is now the one we're in. But not everybody progresses at the same rate, and who knows? But I just think that from what we're seeing right now, if we don't think too far down the road, these last 2-3 weeks have looked pretty good.
Guys, we're joined by former Chicago Bears quarterback Eric Kramer, talking Chicago Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. One of the guys that wanted me to ask you about the throw, the timing throw from Fields to Kmet on a quick out on the left. How awesome was that throw? How next level was that throw?
Well, I just think it goes back to he's to me he's been doing that a while now, not just yesterday. Right. And I think just watching his confidence grow, like your own confidence starts, you have to earn it yourself by doing whatever it is you are doing at, a higher and higher level.
And succeeding, yeah.
And so we've started to see that progress. And I think it wasn't just one throw yesterday, it was several throws. And how about the one to Kmet coming across the middle off that play action throw? And then obviously the one to DJ Moore. It just the offense, because of Justin Fields, looks like, and because of those around him, especially the offensive line, looks like it's evolving. DJ Moore is ridiculously good.
Monster, dude.
And
monster.
Strong and big and doesn't get bumped around. In fact, bumps the other guy around.
Yeah.
And there's players on this team. And it's fun to watch now. And I know I don't want to get carried away. Like, it's always going to be this way. Let's take it one game at a time. But yesterday, and for the few games that we've seen now, Justin back from injury, it's looking good.
Talk to me about the mentality. All right, and you may have caught what my man Nomad said prior, but that 4th and 13 when they got I don't know if it was Anzalone, if it was I think it was
Hutchinson, yeah.
And so they knew they had a free play. How many times, did we throw it out or a curl or a slant, as opposed to us seeing Aaron Rodgers throwing to freaking Randall Cobb wide open and down the sideline for years? And that didn't happen yesterday. Justin went for the kill shot and got it. Talk to me about the mentality, the killer mentality that you're starting to see from Justin on that play alone.
Right. And to go back, and I know I don't want to go on and on about it, but they jumped offside, which then didn't cause anything for the Bears to do wrong. Right. And so Fields calmly drops back. The offensive line does their job and doesn't just throw a ball that DJ Moore catches. It was pinpoint. Anybody could have caught it. And it was well thrown, well timed. And like you said, it was taking advantage of a mistake the other team made, and not just getting a first down, not just catching the ball and stumbling down on the 5-yard line. I mean, this was start to finish top level play, which there were more of during the game. And like you said, it's fun to watch. When you want your team, as every Bears fan does, to come through and they begin doing that, that becomes fun for everybody.
What about the penalties, the lack thereof? There was a young man, Josh from Clocker Sports, in the press room yesterday, and asked Coach Eberflus, give me your thoughts on the lack of penalties. Will they have 4, 5 penalties for 50 yards, 50-something yards?
Whatever they were is insignificant.
Yeah.
Right? And so, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs last night, who are blaming the refs for them losing. No, Kadarius Toney, once again, screwed up. And there's a flag that goes along with that. That's not the referee's fault. They're doing their job. It's what they're hired to do. And they get critiqued and analyzed after games, and there's going to be no problem for the ref who threw that flag, by the way. And so the Bears' lack of that speaks to me of everybody is bought into what they're doing. Everybody's taking care of their responsibilities. They go in with the right mindset. The coaching staff obviously coaches in a disciplined fashion during the week. Everybody's been on that page. And despite all the other people, which have included you and I at times, that are critiquing what's going on. But within that organization, they're all on the same page, and it's showing up. And now they're kind of hitting their stride in a way, and kind of have. I guarantee you, they're not saying, "See, we told you guys." They're just going about their job like they do every other Monday or Tuesday or whatever day of the week it is. And it's and that's the resilience, I think, that it takes to one day eventually get over that hump for good.
Let's get into this is a real deep football conversation. The job security of Matt Eberflus. Okay. Many people have called for his job all year long. Okay. Even I did at one particular point. But then I sat back and I forgot, and this is what we fans forget, the politics of football. Okay. Matt Eberflus took this job knowing that they were going to gut that defense last year. Okay. That conversation had to have been had. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Give me your thoughts, because a couple weeks ago, I'm like, no, he's probably going to stay. He's probably going to stay. And everyone's like, get rid of him. He don't do this. He don't do that. I'm like, well, first of all, he's a rookie head coach. He's going to make mistakes. Chill the hell out. All right. We all make mistakes. Okay. It's different from being a coordinator to being the head guy. That seat is a lot hotter, a lot brighter than a defensive coordinator position. Okay. But what are your thoughts of him saying, hey, listen, we're going to gut this. It's going to rip your soul out to its core because you're a defensive guy and you're going to have jack shit on the defensive side and you're going to get abused. But I'll take care of you on the other end, next year if it starts. I'll basically pay it forward, pay back next year because what I have to do this year. Do you think a conversation like that went about? Like, don't worry about your job security. Maybe not after 24. After 25, we'll start to look at it, but not 24 because we gutted 23. We 22, 23. You're getting everywhere, adding pieces, and then 24 will really make the assessment. What's your thought of the likelihood of that type of conversation happening between Poles and Eberflus?
I don't know, because I wasn't in there when those conversations, if they were taking place at all. But I do think that Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus and Kevin Warren and those about that are making in the positions to make those decisions are solid people to begin with. And solid people don't make rash decisions. And you kind of mold things together. Obviously Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles have been on the same page for pretty much everything.
Yeah, they have.
And so Ryan Poles has come under heat. Matt Eberflus has. I, like you, have early on in the season could not figure out what they've done that's been any better than what they did last year. But clearly, they've stayed the course, and I think Matt Eberflus should get a lot of credit,
big time,
for keeping his train, which includes everybody on that train, keeping them pushing forward. And if you look at the comments that a lot of the players aren't just making today or about the game yesterday, that they've been making all the way through, this team buys in to Matt Eberflus and this program, and they're all happy to be here. And it's starting to show up in the way they play, not just a play or two, but consistently over a game and hopefully games as we move forward.
Dude, I'm glad you put that on cue. Here's what Montez Sweat said. All right, this is a really tight group. Eberflus is a great coach. He keeps us motivated. A lot of respect for him as a coach. Talk to me about. We've been in locker rooms. Talk to me and let everyone know how difficult it is to do what Matt Eberflus has done. And by that, I mean, he has to maintain that locker room. He has not lost that locker room. We've seen other teams with a 3 or 4 or 5 game losing streak, and you got people chirping at the media, chirping on Twitter, chirping. This joker lost 14 games in a row. And not once did you hear somebody come out and say, this is bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I'm this coaching and, they suck. And nothing negative. Talk to me how important, first of all, how difficult that is, to how important that is for him staying and keeping his job, because I don't think he's going anywhere, especially not after that. And then if they can win again next week, but just after that and this week, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay. to your point about how difficult this would be. So damn near impossible, really, because the overall record, I don't know what it is, but it's very few wins to a mountain of losses. And to be given, not given, but for people to observe you, all your players, they're obviously believing in, okay, we know what goes into this. Everybody knows who plays how hard it is to win in that league. A lot of teams can make it look easy after a while, but it's not. And so I think within that team and the roster and the coaching staff and everybody involved can see the progress. We can see the progress. And I think that speaks again to there's very few head coaches you could put in that position. And today be where Coach Eberflus is. Very few. And with no head coaching experience, by the way, before he got this job. And so I think he's taken it very serious from the word go, but he doesn't come across as uptight. He comes across as we're good. And we know there's things to address, and we're addressing them. And if I was playing for somebody like that, it would be awesome, because I know if I just do what I'm doing, we're going to get better. The people around, I'm going to get better myself. The people around me are going to get better. The coaching staff is obviously going to get better. And it seems like, again, I don't want to, we're not on a 10-game winning streak. We're on a 2-game winning streak, and it's at the end of the season. Still, I think there's progress there, and I think a lot of, damn near 100% of that goes to Matt Eberflus.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's it is very easy, and every single person just talks about how much they respect him, they love him, and they don't have to say it, but you see it, because they will run through a brick wall for the guy. I asked the guys about swarming to the ball. I'm like, you guys are swarming to the ball like crazy. Is that? And because that shows that you're still in. That shows you believe in this defense, in this scheme. That shows you believe in your head coach. The way these guys are flying to the ball, because you and I have been on teams where there's guys that, well, I'll make a business decision. He's tackled. I'm fine. I'm good here. No, you got guys flying on the pile, pushing piles back. You have the buy-in is just something that's unfreaking believable, and it's great to see. And I'm so happy for Eberflus, because, me along with a lot of other people, we were on him hardcore. And then I stepped back, like, wait a minute, there's politics involved. It's not just, unfortunately, at that level, there's politics involved. And let me take a step back and kind of see, and that's what I came up with the theory. He's a defensive guy, and to do that to a defensive guy as a head coach, to take that defense away, that's gotta hurt you to your core. But that's why I said, hey, you know what? I'll take care of you for the 24 season when we're really going to evaluate. And if it keeps going the way it wants, the evaluation is going to be pretty quick, because, a defense like that, offense on the rise, I'm excited.
I mean, I got it. When he took over, the defense was already flatlined.
Yes, it was.
So last year, it's like they pulled the plug, so there wasn't even a line to be going across the screen. And from
what did you say, Eric? The machine was unplugged?
Exactly. So from those ashes to be where they are yesterday, and have been building towards the back end of this season, and you would think, okay, when a player, any player, there's a lot of them there. There's 50 some odd players there. When one player gets asked a question of whatever, there would be a hesitation somewhere by somebody. Okay, what do you think of Coach Eberflus? There's no hesitation. They're all like, I'm in. Great coach. Yeah. Well, the record doesn't say that. We don't care. And so I think that's, again, as you mentioned, 4 games left. The team's been rising. Now they won a couple in a row. Out of these next 4, which all seem winnable, if they all compete and win, let's say 3 of the 4, and especially the last one winning against Green Bay, I think that does save Coach Eberflus his job and keeps the program consistent.
So a couple more questions before we have you going. Guys, we're joined by Eric Kramer, former Chicago Bears quarterback, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. If they went out, is Getsy still gone? Because if they went out, Eberflus is here. Hands down, it's not even a question. That topic is dead. It's over. He's here. Does Getsy still stay?
That I'm not so sure about. But I also think Coach Eberflus, depending on his take on this, if you force his hand, he might say no. If you make me fire him, fire me. And so he might believe in Luke again. He might be the only one, but that only takes him to matter.
Yeah.
And so I personally think that I hadn't seen enough progress on the offensive side of the ball that Luke Getsy should stay. But I'm not making that decision. But I don't like if you compare this offense as from where it started, let's say this year. Let's take this year, for example. Where it started this year to where it is right now. Could you call it, because the defense is clearly one of the best in the league right now in this last 4, 5, 6 weeks. Can you say that about the offense? No. And yeah, they've got some players on there too. Yeah. But I just don't see that. I don't see Luke Getsy inspiring the kind of loyalty and want to play for him in the same way that Matt Eberflus generates that out of the entire team. I don't see that. And so I don't know how that gets done, but to me, I think they need a new offensive coordinator.
There's no thinking at all, Eric. It's as the kids say, facts. Okay. Who would be on your short list? Who would? Because for me, there's one guy.
Name it.
Obviously, one guy that I want.
Yeah.
Hands down, Greg Roman, for 2 reasons.
Okay.
One, probably the most important reason. No, I guess they're both equally yoked. He's worked with someone with Justin Fields' skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me a quarterback coach or an offensive coordinator who doesn't know how to maximize Justin's skill set. Okay, he worked with Colin Kaepernick. He worked with Lamar Jackson. Okay, they're a little older and a lot more contemporary, so he understands how to use these people. And secondly, I don't think he has aspirations of being a head coach, which means his tenure here could be 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and now you talk about consistency for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years. Same coach, same system, keep adding players, same plays, it only helps. You know as well as anybody, being in the same system, how how much better, how much more efficient you can be when you understand when you're in the same system consistently. That's my number one dude, because I don't think Eberflus is leaving. I just don't. So now you just got to change that part of this vehicle. And in my number one opinion is Roman. I don't want the young man or the gentleman from Detroit. He might have head coach aspirations. Okay, cool. But then we can start over. Give me a guy who's here, who's good, and going to be here for a minute.
I think that's a great point you made about Greg Roman. In fact, the fact that if he's not looking for advancement from a coordinator to a head coach, now you're going to get him here for a while. And he's, as you mentioned, had great success doing what he does. And I that would be a great hire, I think.
My only question is he waiting for Jimmy Boy, see what Jimmy Boy does in Ann Arbor, because he might want to just reunite with his boy. And I'm like, that's the only thing. I wish Harbaugh would say, I'm staying in Michigan. Like, okay, good. Now go. If you're smart, and maybe the Bears have done it. Maybe they have gone and said, hey, you know what? We want you to be an offensive consultant. Offensive consultants, and just be around the building, and look at these guys and tell us what you feel. Basically, get to know these guys because you're going to be coaching them next year when we fire Getsy. But maybe they have, and he's saying, hey, you know what? Let me just see what Jimmy does, or whatever. I just think that comes to mind. Top pick. Last question before we let you go, Eric. And man, I love our conversations on Monday. What do you think the Bears will do in these final 4 games? Give me a record, just because I'll tell you mine when I'm done. But
so I think
4 left at Cleveland,
at
Cleveland, home against Arizona, home against Atlanta, at Green Bay.
Perfect, a perfect setup to win all 4. And if there's no major injuries along the way, meaning if trying to think the what's the right tackle's name?
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. He doesn't go down with some sort of season-ending injury, or Fields again doesn't go down, or Montez Sweat doesn't go down. Providing those type of guys don't go down, I think they go 4-0, and they're in contention for a potential playoff spot. That would be the best.
You just say the P word, Eric? You just say the P word?
That would be the best case scenario, and it's not potential. I'm talking about yes, they could make the playoffs should this happen. And I just think that, that would be a great playoffs or no playoffs this year. That would be a great finish to a season that started out horrible and then finished strong, which is a microcosm for how life works, right?
Yeah.
And so the fact that you can start out one way and finish on an uptick for an extended period of time, and then build off of that, hopefully this year, this offseason, and then kind of hit the season running next year, not tumble backwards first and then get going again. That's a great scenario, and I think achievable as well.
Eric, we're here. I said 5-0, and then I dialed it back because of this. I was like, I want them to lose 1 game, and that's to Arizona. I want Arizona to drop out of that 3 spot and go to 4 in the draft order, because I want it set up this way: Bears, New England, Washington. Washington needs a quarterback. They understand they're in place to get Drake May.
Both of those teams do.
Well, exactly. So they're in place to get Drake May or Caleb Williams. But they also know that we're going to get rid of that pick, and if they're at number 3, they're on the outside looking in. I see them saying, okay, we'll jump to number 1, which means they're going to have to give us a haul. They're going to have to give us a player. Ryan Poles already showed his ass. This is how I negotiate. We're getting a player, a plug-in play player, in addition to our haul. We drop down to 3, quarterback 1, quarterback 2. Marvin Harrison Jr. is still there, so we get Marvin Harrison Jr. plus a haul. Now that's the way I hope it plays out. But that's the only reason I want the Bears to lose to Arizona. Get them out. And people go, oh, it's gonna be hard. How do they lose Arizona at home? Arizona's a warm and I was like, I would be like, listen, just relax.
You're like, no, this is all draft related. Trust me, it's all gonna work out.
I'm gonna pull a Hannibal Lecter. I love it when a plan comes together.
Right. I mean, here we are. This draft and free agency talk in Chicago started. Seems like a couple months ago, but you're really just, as a player and within an organization, you're playing to win every game.
You play to win the games.
You do. There's no strategic losses. And so, that's for people like you and me to talk about, but that's not what they're thinking about.
Oh, no. You know what, Eric? If they won all 5, I'd be happy. Under protest, but I'd be happy. Or the last 4. Because I said 5-0 before this week, yesterday.
All right,
yesterday. And then I was like, 5-0, and people laughed at me. And so yesterday I text my people, 1 down, 4 to go.
Good call. I like it.
Great stuff as always, Eric. Do me a favor before we let you go. Let everyone know where they can find you. First of all, let them know about your book that you have out that's doing really well on Amazon, please, and then where they can find you online.
We've talked about this a couple times. So the book is called The Ultimate Comeback. It's my personal journey, and then you can always find me at EK Pass, and that's where I'm hanging out.
Great stuff, my man. I appreciate it. You been able to come back to Chicago during the next 2 home games, or are you still staying out left coast?
I'll be back out there actually. I won't be there for the game, but I'll be there for an event that's going on. I think it's December 14th and 15th. So
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'll miss the game, but
Okay.
I'll be back here watching it.
Cool. Well, make sure you hit me up if we can connect. That'd be great.
You got it, man.
All right.
We'll
Thanks a lot, buddy. You have a great day.
Okay, you too.
All righty. Guys, that's Eric Kramer, former Chicago Bears quarterback. He said they can run the table. He said they can run the table. Cue up Jay-Z and run this town. Hey, Luis, get the book. Man, great story. Great story. Yeah, all the best to Eric and his family. This dude, man, he's I've been fortunate to call him a friend, man. He's a great dude, and we talk off air at times. Man. Yeah. Well, Cornelius, I know you're saying who there are 3 receivers who are just as good or better than Marvin Harrison Jr. I would argue, I don't know about better. There might be guys who may be just as good. There might be. All right, you got Neighbors, the kid out of LSU. You got the kid out of Washington. But sometimes you just want to pay full price. And I'm not saying those guys can't be great. I'm not saying those guys won't be great. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it would just be nice for us to be able to finally take control and get a number 1 receiver. It's in the draft, and you pair him with DJ Moore, because you're going to extend DJ Moore. I think he's got another year or 2 left on his contract. Let me check. You're going to extend DJ Moore. That's not even a question. All right, it's not even a question. And contract. Here it is. And then you have him under contract for 24 and 25. So we have him for 2 more years. Next year he makes 15.8, and in 25 he makes 14.8, and 26 is a free agent. Well, here's the thing, Cornelius. You could take him over someone in the trenches because you're getting a haul. Okay, if the situation in the scenario plays out the way that I want it to, all right, we lose to Arizona, or Arizona wins another game somehow and they fall to number 4. Well, however they get to number 4, fine. You trade to number 3. Okay, and put it this way. Let me tell you this: if they're at number 3, and Marvin Harrison's there, and they don't take him, and they take that left tackle out of Penn State, I'll be all right with it. I'm not married to Marvin Harrison Jr., but if I can get the best college wide receiver in the draft, the one who's and again, he's a project. He's a prospect. All right, they're talking about him. I mean, they're talking about Caleb Williams and Drake May. Prospects can hit or they can miss. I don't know. He's a can't miss. There's no such thing as a can't miss. He's as close to a can't miss as possible. It's possible. But again, Cornelius, if we decided to take an offensive tackle, a left tackle, and shore up that offensive line, how can you expect me to get mad at getting a bookend left? We already got the right side in Darnell Wright, and then you go get the left side in Olu. Braxton Jones can be a swing tackle. Braxton Jones could be imagine that as a swing tackle, Braxton Jones. So the haul you're going to get is insane as long as we maintain that number 1 pick. It's going well. I don't anticipate Carolina getting good all of a sudden. I don't anticipate that at all. So and if we didn't, I'm okay right now with Braxton Jones, and here's why. You realize we'll have 2 number 1 picks next year. So if we don't get Braxton Jones is more than serviceable. Do you agree? Are you going to be able to get a wide receiver like that? And I get it. So but you can also counter Cornelius. You can get a guy just as good, or you believe, and an offensive lineman. Okay, cool. I'm good with it. But sometimes, listen. Sometimes you just want the big shiny toy. Okay? Sometimes. And I'm not saying that the kid at LSU, neighbor, I can't remember his name, or the kid out of Washington. I'm not saying they're not going to be stars. I'm not saying that at all. They could very well go on to have better careers than Marvin Harrison Jr. It's possible. That's very feasible. Unlikely, but feasible. That is a possibility. But sometimes you just want to take a chance with a blue chip player, the best player by most accounts at that position. The best player. So if they took Olu, I'm cool. I'm not gonna pout. I'm not gonna be in a protest. I get it. How the hell can you expect me to get mad when you shore up the offensive line? We already see what the hell they did on defensive line. You already saw that. But Braxton Jones is fine. You saw, hell, he's a phenomenal run blocker. Phenomenal. He's gotten better. He's improved tons as a pass blocker. Now he's going to get stronger in this offseason. He'll improve even more. Remember, you don't need a stud left tackle. You don't need one. It's cool to have one. You don't need it. I told you, his ceiling to me is an above average left tackle. That's his ceiling. Maybe hit a Pro Bowl alternate one year. I'm not putting him as a perennial All-Pro. I'm not putting him in Canton. I'm saying his ceiling to me is an above-average left tackle. If you have an above-average left tackle with a stud left guard in Tevin Jenkins, a stud right guard in Nate Davis, a stud right tackle in Darnell Wright, and whoever it is we get at center, hopefully we get to draft Cedric Van Pran, the kid out of Georgia, and have him develop in a year or two and take over in 25. Now we're cooking with gas. I can have, yes. You know what? Speaking of cooking with gas, you all heard of the show where the TV, the cartoon, where is Carmen Sandiego? We have a new show here on Sports Zone Chicago. Where the hell is Jason Palmer? He's in Honduras. He's in Panama. He's in Thailand. He's in Vietnam. He's in the French Riviera. Where is Jason? Our guy's joining us, Jason Palmer. Jason, what's up? I know there's a green screen behind you. Where are you at now?
I am finally back at home. My travels have ended. Amsterdam is a lovely city. I encourage people to go there, and went to the country of Ghana, and I was also in the city of Boston. And then I came back sick. So I've been on the pup list. What's up, Cuz fans? I know y'all are like, what the hell is going on? I had to call Shawn last week from the urgent care center. I was getting pumped full of antibiotics. So I was on
You're like, what happened was I'm in this place called a morgue. Emergency room.
So I've been on the pup list. I got clearance the other day. I can come off the pup list. I can actually talk now. You all can understand me. I'm not coughing, and it was a rough 2 weeks, man. But hey, congratulations on your Bears. Wow, that was a big win. That was the best win the Bears have had, I'd say, easily in the last 2 or 3 seasons, man. They beat a real legit playoff team, the division leader, beating a team in your division in December, which shows that your team is getting better, that you're making progress. That's a huge win, man. That was a huge win. followed by the victory that they got before that. So you got 2 in a row. First time you've done that in a couple years.
Since 21.
Wow. Just a great day, man. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about tonight on What's Up, Cuz. But we're also going to focus on the Bulls too, man, because they got a little resurgence going on as well. And,
I feel like here we got to queue up fucking what's his name? Will the dude I can't stand. Saturday night. Who's
Will
the dude?
Ferrell?
Will Ferrell. We're going streaking. We're going streaking. You got 2 teams streaking now.
Right. You know, and we're going to, Lance and I are going to discuss that. You know, how much of that is due to Kobe White's emergence and how much of that is Zach's disappearance.
Is that addition by subtraction?
There you go. So we're going to talk about that tonight, man. But, you know, we're very happy about the Bears. We'll definitely talk Bears. We're going to talk White Sox and Cubs and what didn't happen at the winter meetings. Because there wasn't meetings, but I don't know how much really happened. So go talk baseball winter meetings, what it means for Chicago teams. And, you know, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about, man. And, you know, we're definitely going to have 2 guests tonight. We've got the head coach of the city champions in swimming from Whitney Young, Gerald Winston. He's going to come on and talk about public league swimming. And they got the city champs. And then our second guest, we got a college basketball coach, Ansar Al-Amin, is going to be joining us. And he has trained LeBron James, Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony, and he's really helped those guys develop their games. He's now a head coach out at the University of Omaha. So it's going to be a well-packed show, and I just want you all to know, even though my Dolphins are playing tonight, I will be doing What's Up, Cuz all the way until 8 o'clock. Now, my eyes may do like this as I'm doing interviews, but we will be there tonight, Shawn.
Dude, that's awesome. Looking forward to it. Yeah, man, it was a big win for our for Bears Nation. A lot of things, a lot of good things. And I was just talking with Eric, like I think after yesterday's key win, like I don't think Eberflus is going anywhere. You know, I wanted Harbaugh. I think he'd be phenomenal for it, but you know what? 1, he might ask for too much control. You know, 2, he might not want to keep. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Eberflus is leaving, and a couple of reasons I mentioned. 1, the defense is looking phenomenal, and 2, and most importantly, he hasn't lost that locker room. We haven't seen a lack of effort by this team, offense or defense. We haven't heard anybody chirping. After a 14-game losing streak that spanned over 2 seasons, not one person popped off. Not one person went to social media. Not one person said rumor, you know, according to such and such. Not one person. That's the sign of a true leader, to keep everything and everyone happy or in house, and keep them believing that even though we're in the middle of a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-game losing streak, the work that we put in is going to show off, and it has.
Yeah, remind you of a successful Bears coach in the past, Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
Remember what we always used to say about Lovie? His guys always play for him. You never heard him say a bad word about him.
Man. And I think we have our Lee Harvey Oswald, and that's Getsy, and he deserves it. He needs a fall for this. And you know, I think you get a great. And I was telling Eric, go get Greg Roman. I said, go get him now. Put him on staff. Say, hey, well, you're an offensive consultant. All right. This way you get to know the players that you're going to be. That you may be coaching next year. No, go get one of those guys. And you know what? And truth be told, I don't give a damn if Getsy doesn't like it. All right. You had more than enough time to tailor this offense around Justin. You had more than enough time to stop calling these stupid ass plays of pitch on 4th and 1 to DJ Moore, the tush push. You had more than enough time to get a big jumbo package for 3rd and 1 and short, or 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 in short yardage situations of the game, and you haven't done it. So no, there's too many. And you try to take Justin away from running, okay, as opposed to evolving it from run into pass. There's just too many things that Getsy has done, and he's got to take the fall for it. Everyone's got to have a patsy.
Okay, but what if the Bears win these last 4 games, as you and Eric are thinking they might, and Justin plays consistently the way he's been playing? Now, does that also save Luke Getsy's job?
Nope. Hold on.
Well-
Hold on. Me. Hell no.
Okay, Shawn, straight to the point this morning. I see.
Someone's got to fall. It's politics. It's got to be a patsy. And here's why. Greg Roman, to me, as I told Eric, this is a guy who is, one, proven.
Mm-hmm.
He's worked with Colin Kaepernick. He's worked with guys who have skill sets like Justin's.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick, Lamar Jackson. Don't get much more similar skill sets than those two guys with Justin. I don't think he's going to aspire for head coach. He would have tried to be a head coach a long time ago, which means longevity for us here. Even if it's 4 years or 5 years. Even if it's a maximum of 5 years, do you realize what you can do in 5 years with him running the show on offense? With after this first year, no one having to learn a new offense, DJ Moore not having to learn a new offense, offensive line not having to learn new blocking schemes, running backs, quarterback, how advantageous that would be to have the same play caller. So now the quarterback and the play caller can be here. Like, oh, this is what you're going to call it. You knew it. Exactly what I thought. Good call, Justin. Exactly what I would have called. The continuity would be huge. And man, now we're looking at some serious playoff runs.
But now you're also asking Eberflus to sign off on that move. Well, I mean, he could say this is my guy, and I'm not for that.
He could very well say that.
He say that now. And then now, if you do that, now you've made your head coach mad. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but there are politics, and the politics goes both ways. Now,
you're right.
I don't know how much. I don't know how many cards Eberflus has. I wouldn't think there's a lot because he's still a new head coach. So it's not like he's, Bill Belichick or somebody who really can lock down on that. But it's going to be very interesting. I think what the Bears have done these last couple of games is that they've made themselves watchable again for the average Bears fan.
Relevant, yeah.
In
a positive way.
In a positive way. In a positive way. It's kind of calmed everybody down these last 2 weeks. People are not as irate. Okay, we're starting to see things more clearly. And the reason why I really wasn't commenting the last 5 weeks, because I just thought people were just all over the place. And I'm like, I know how to stay out of an emotional rant. I'm a married guy. I know when to get the hell out of the way. So I was just letting y'all do your thing. But, I think, people are starting to become a little bit more rational, seeing things. I still want to see Justin improve on his decision making and getting rid of the ball.
Well, yes.
I just
so that
still
sucker
think
in the first row, you son of a man. I was so pissed yesterday.
Jesus.
I was like, throw that son of a bitch in the first row.
Right. But they've got a couple of breaks and they've taken advantage of them, and that's what you have to do. Detroit jumping offside was just completely stupid, and then not having someone over the top on 4th and long on that play. I didn't know what they were doing, but teams make mistakes. You got to take advantage of it. I mean, look at what the Chiefs did yesterday, and they going bananas. I'm like, this dude was lined up in the Bills secondary. What are you talking about? Obviously, he was in the neutral zone, but they got some breaks and they took advantage of them, and that's what you got to do. So we'll talk Bears, we'll talk Bulls, we'll talk high school basketball. A lot of tournaments was happening. We'll talk what happened at the Prep Bowl. You beat Lance again this season. I beat him. Lindblom beat Kenwood in basketball, so I'm gonna be talking crap. So it's gonna be a rough show for Lance Irvin.
Hey, great stuff. We'll see you at 6:00. All right.
Yeah, see you at 6.
All righty. Hey guys, listen, we got 2 hours is come and gone. Man, what a phenomenal show. I want to thank Eric Kramer for joining in. Sitting with us. My man Nomad joined in at the beginning of the show. I appreciate you coming on, man. It's always good to talk football with you. But don't forget, 12:15, Second City Sports with Lakina McGee and Sydney Brown. They're going to join us. And then 6:00 tonight, all right, we're going to have, you just heard, Jason Palmer and his cousin, Lance T. Irvin, with What's Up, Cuz. However, leading up to that, we're going to replay this show. This show will be from 4 to 6, leading right into What's Up, Cuz. So, man, we got tons of it. We got tons of Sports Zone Chicago stuff. So make sure you tune in today. Our Roku channel, our YouTube channel. All right, make sure you follow it. And great stuff. So listen, I want from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, you have a wonderful day. The weather's going to be nice this week. Hey, tell your loved ones that you love them. All right, give them a text, a call, whatever. Just let them know. All right, as I always say, tomorrow is promised to no one. All right, folks, I got to get out of here. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. For everyone here from Sports Zone Chicago, I'm out of here. Peace out.